Hello, this is your average Joe, and I have not had enough alcohol to talk about this subject. So, let's jump into this. So, if anyone's been paying attention to the news, the Unconditional Surrender statue has been hit with Me Too. Unconditional Surrender statue is the statue depicting a sailor kissing a nurse at the end of World War II when victory had been achieved. There was a picture that was taken of a sailor who kissed a woman out of just sheer joy. Now, he blocked her face. He, made sure that she wasn't seen. And for the better part of the last 50 or 60 years, this has been something that was seen as one of the greatest pictures of World War II. It was a documented, wonderful moment. And now we have some more feminist bullshit. Now, why exactly would I be deciding to talk about this when there's all kinds of other things going on right now? It's because someone posted it and hit me with one of the most retarded fucking things I've ever heard in my life. And, excuse my language, but seriously, this is... Oh, God. I'm going to paraphrase this a bit in an effort to, A, not dox myself or the individual that said this, but B, also because I can't read it in its entirety. It is that retarded. But essentially, to paraphrase what has been said, they approve of the vandalism. This famous photograph, which is now this statue, was taken of a woman who was not in a relationship with this man, and that he came up, grabbed her, and assaulted her in the middle of a street, and it was memorialized as romantic for decades afterward. The very idea is cringeworthy, and it's a good thing that the public is reminded that this is a horrifying act of male sexual aggression against a female victim. Yeah. I literally sat there for about 30 minutes after I read this, stupefied, utterly incapable of actually... I just kept sitting there reading this because I was just fascinated by the level of pure, absolutely pure level of autism that was never supposed to be reached. I mean, this is incredible. You know, someone needs to like if you're listening to this, I'm going to pause for a second. I want you to open up because I'm a very bad video editor. I apologize for that. I'm working on it. I promise I will learn to edit soon. But I want you to go find a Filthy Frank video of literally, today is the day that you decided to be cancer. Play it really quickly. And then come back to this. Pause it, play that, and come back to this. Because that's exactly what this is right now. Now, I responded essentially just, half just, I have no idea what I'm reading right now, and basically downed an entire glass of wine, and then responded with, wow, just wow. I mean, this is incredible. I never thought I would see the Duluth model put on one of the greatest moments in American history. Now, I'm not going to continue that particular conversation any further because then I got smacked in the face with 2 links, and I'm going to go through these really quickly. I'm going to go ahead and link them as well in the description. But according to the Washington Post, don't blame Me Too for ruining the most iconic kiss in history. This photo was never romantic. Life magazine picture, pretty, by Monica Hasse. columnist, February 20th at 6:45 p.m. If you've been alive and progressed in the possession of eyeballs at any point in the past 75 years, chances are you've seen the photograph of George Mendoza kissing Greta Zimmer Friedman on VJ Day in 1945. He, a sailor, ecstatic not to have returned to the Pacific. She, a dental assistant, celebrating the war's end on her lunch break in Times Square. Now, I'm going to go ahead and jump through this. I'm going to link this in the comments. I'm not going to include pictures in on this. I want you to read this for yourself. But essentially, the point that it gets into this is that Mendoza was a drunk sailor who sexually assaulted a female dental assistant. Now, the thing about this is just another example of, really honestly, it's a bit ridiculous now because it's just another example of these goddamn gynocentric feminists attacking American history for the singular purpose of because they can and no one's going to stop them. Now, the woman in the picture, she once told an interviewer that I did not see him approaching, and before I know it, I was in his vice grip. I felt he was very strong. He was just holding me tight. It wasn't really a romantic event. It wasn't my choice to be kissed. The guy just came over and kissed or grabbed. Now, what I find is extremely, it's honestly interesting is the fact that this year started off with a very particular event, and that was the APA attacking masculinity. And now we have this coming out now where they're basically now attacking this sailor for inappropriately kissing a woman on the end of one of the most horrible wars in modern history. Because she didn't consent to it. Very well. You should have asked. Fine. I'll go with that. But what I think is, there's people right now that they're actually calling for this statue to be ripped down. They want it destroyed. And they want to destroy the statue because how dare they honor a sexual assault, in its act, like in the act of a sexual assault. Because, sexual assault now anymore is just anything and everything. It's, whatever, is on the feminist agenda today. And what I find is interesting is I'm really dumbfounded by the concept thereof that this is perceived as just another act of male sexual aggression towards a female victim. The narrative plays on. Play the drums. We're just going to keep going. Because Me Too couldn't just die. No, they can't get men now because we've all ghosted, and even the blue-pilled guys, which I do talk to a blue-pilled guy. I talk to a purple-pilled guy. I talk to red-pilled guys. I talk to all kinds of men. I even talk to women about this stuff. Call me crazy. I know. I'm living dangerously. However, every single one of them agrees with the fact that men have, in total, in their entirety, men have pulled out. They're not engaging with women anymore. Red pill, blue pill, purple pill, black pill, men are not involved in this at all. So they can't Me Too men anymore. They can't find the victims anymore. They just can't accuse men because men are not doing anything with women anymore. So now they're attacking the past. Now, I'll say this. The whole, grab a girl and kiss her, you know what? Honestly, I look at it this way. We did not fight in that war. World War II and some of the wars that came after it are some of the worst, most horrifying wars to have ever existed in modern history. Our excursion in Afghanistan and Iraq do not touch the horrors of World War II. And the very fact of the matter is, they can try and attack these people all they want, but they waited until this man died to attack his honor and to attack his name. That's cowardice. And furthermore, I think it's an absolutely disgusting, irreprehensible thing to do. If you want to challenge someone, do it while they're alive. Allow them at least the opportunity to explain themselves. And furthermore, do I think this was an actual sexual assault? Do I think that this man sexually assaulted this woman? No, I really don't. And if anything, if she didn't want it, it's honestly sexual harassment at that point. It's not a sexual assault. Sexual assault means that he was trying to have sex with her. He just kissed her. That's sexual harassment by definition. I'm using the actual definition, not the ever-changing feminist definition of everything that's sexual blank. Put in, insert feminist quote here about what's wrong with men this time. I think it's irreprehensible. I think it's disgusting. And to be completely honest, I really don't know what to say to this. Because it's so utterly wrong. If you had a problem with it, why didn't you say something while the man was alive? Are you that much of a coward that you cannot speak your mind where a man can defend himself? And furthermore, I want you to put yourself in those shoes for a second, really quickly. The war lasted 5 years. Little under 5, but it was around 5 years. Millions died. It was a conflict unlike any other. And you just found out it ended. You're celebrating. You're so ecstatic that you really you have no idea how to just, express yourself. Now, am I saying that go grab a random woman and kiss her? Honestly, I don't know. Different time, different story. I wasn't there. But the thing is, to sit here in a modern context and to proclaim now that this is an unbelievably horrible thing that's happened. Were you there? Did you live in that did you live in that time? Did you have to experience what it was like to live during World War II? Because I didn't. But I can tell you right now that I have more gratitude and more understanding of just the utter ecstasy that you would be feeling from hearing one of the worst wars in your lifetime was over. It's done. Now, as always, I'd like to hear you guys' comments in the comment section below. Any feedback is necessary because, honestly, I can only get better if people go ahead and tell me what it is I do right and what it is I do wrong. But I also want to open a discussion on what do you think about this? Honestly. In its purity, in its form. What do you think about this? Is the Washington Post right? Did he sexually assault this woman and he should not be honored? Or it was the end of one of the worst wars in American history and it was an innocent act of just absolutely, ecstasy. Because we heard the woman's side of the story, we never got to hear the man's. Because I looked up the interview for the man, and I can't find it. But in any case, I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on this. As always, honestly, I need more alcohol. So, thank you very much for your valuable time. I look forward to making more videos for you guys. And if you have any particular topic that you want me to discuss or bring up, please put it down in the comment section below or send me an email at youraveragejoe MGTOW@gmail.com. I did make it for that special purpose of being used for either topic discussions or one-on-one discussions, and I'd be more than happy to answer any emails that I get. So as always, thank you very much. Your average